Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for Fairy Tale 100 Years Quest, Chapter 36. Just a reminder before we kick in, if you've seen my Heroes video or my Eden Zero video, I still have a bit of a sore throat. It's mostly gone now, but I still have this boy here. Anyway, when we last left our heroes, there was a whole free-for-all going on in Drasil. It's still going on in Drasil. With, I'm remembering all the fights, Natsu and Wraith is kind of the big fight. As Natsu is the only person who can see Wraith, he cannot touch Wraith, but Happy can't even see Wraith. And I think Wraith has not left? Question mark? I'm not entirely remembering properly. He might have left. Meanwhile, the Erza fight is still going. Wendy made a bit of progress freeing herself from Nabal's webs. And then Lucy's fight with Elfman and Mira Jane was interrupted by the arrival of Scullion and Manmoral, which turned things around when either Scullion or Manmoral destroyed Gemini's copy of Lysana, which pissed Mira off because anyone who had heard even the image of Lysana is not able to be abided by for Mira Jane. So yeah, a lot of moving parts in Drasil. So let's jump right on in, shall we? Chapter 36, Melee at Drasil. And we have Lucy here pointing a key with Plu, Loki, Taurus, and Virgo all surrounding her. As long as everyone's with me, no enemy that'll scare me. That's not quite a proper translation, but whatever. Anyway. So we open kind of where we left off with Mira enraged. Mira is enraged for her little sister. Diabolos will be defeated. She stares down Scullion and Manmoral, who both just kind of look at her. Mira-san! Mira lunges at Scullion. And she swipes at him, but he fades into ash immediately. Cha! Cha! And Manmoral blasts Mira away, and she lands on her feet and skids by with one hand. Elfman roars, and he throws a fist at Manmoral, but it doesn't do anything, except we see his fist starts to bleed, and the shock resistance, I guess, of him hitting Manmoral's armor has caused him to, be thrown out of Beast Soul. What is with this toughness? I am the Armor Dragon Cha. And Scullion starts to reform above Mira. And I'm trying to quite get a read on what's going on here at the top of page 6. It looks like Mira is kind of jumping out of the way as a bunch of ash, little tendrils of ash come whipping at her. She continues dodging. And we see this kind of sand whirlpools have started to arrive. The ground he attacked turned into ash? So yeah, there you go. And Mira then lunges again at the floating Scullion. And again, Scullion just kind of turns into ash, because what's he gonna do? Your attacks will not work on ash. And Mira readies some kind of beam attack. And this big ass explosion envelops Scullion. Even Lucy's blown away by it. But Scullion just reforms right behind Mira. And reforms his leg to kick her into the ground. Mira-san! And we see this, snake-looking thing come for Lucy. I'm not entirely sure who that's supposed to be. Oh! It's Lysana! Who isn't as beat as we thought. She's gone Snake Animal Soul and is now surrounded Lucy. I caught you, Lucy. Lysana! Animal Soul Snake. I don't like this form very much myself. I don't have time to be doing this, but they are too strong. I can't match their strength. And we see that Lysana's continued to fully envelop Lucy, and now her torso is looming over Lucy. We have two ways of dealing with those who defy the White Doctrine. The first one is execution. It's a decision that takes courage on someone who we've been with for many years. again, really, really love how their like original personalities still take such a major part of themselves after they've been dyed white. Can't breathe. The second one is to dye them white, so we can all be allies again. Lucy looks up at her. I'd prefer the second way. Come on, Lucy, look into my eyes and be dyed white. And she's like, Lucy doesn't look away, oddly enough. She's like scared, we can see, but she still stares at Lisana, and Lisana like smiles kindly at her. White. That's right, Lucy. Let's be white together. Meanwhile, something completely different. Back at the Left City Church, Kyria and Loxus are going at it. Kyria readies like a blade leg or whatever, but Loxus blocks it with his arm. And sends Kyria flying backward. And Kyria lands. Blade dragons, renting roar! And we see this kind of like blade, like roar things. You know, it's kind of like curved blades. Fly at Loxus. They tear up the ground all around him, blowing out the wall of the church. Jellal kind of blocks it. There's nothing I cannot cut. And Erza takes this moment to look back towards the crystal, to the orb to secure it. Now's my chance. She takes a step forward, but she can't move. What? Jellal is still there. Bind snake. So Jellal is still like focused on Erza, and on stopping her from saving Alderaan. I've stolen your body's freedom. So, and now he like bridal carries Erza. So let us go together. Go where? Or something along those lines. Come, you and I shall be dyed white. Stop it, Jellal. Let go. That's right. Your objective should be to destroy the orbs, right? And Jellal stops. Now that you mention it, that is my objective. But right now, dyeing you white is far more important. So maybe all this time I've been considering Toka made a mistake when she let Jellal keep his infatuation with Erza. Maybe she wasn't being so stupid. Maybe this was part of her grander plan. Because, you know, with Erza as one of the dyed whites, there's a lot she can do if Erza is under her control. Though also, this would be the second time in 100 Years Quest that Erza has been mind controlled or mind altered in some way. So we'll see what comes of that. Damn it, my body can't move. Jellal carries Erza out the church. Beloved by the 7 stars. That was way too evil a voice for Jellal at this point. Sorry, that was a really cliche, like, Maleficent voice. And that's not Jellal at all. He's too far gone. Back with Wraith and Natsu, though. So, Wraith and not lead Natsu. Alright, that answers that question. Right City resident area. And Happy is, like, clinging on to Natsu's back. By a ghost, you mean you're already dead? That's right. Natsu, who are you talking to? Happy is like visibly shaking behind Natsu. And Natsu picks Happy up and sticks him right in front of Wraith. What are you doing, Natsu? I'm putting you right next to the ghost. You really can't see him, Happy? I can't see anything. I'm scared. If there really is a ghost, I'll be cursed. Natsu turns to Wraith. Am I really the only one who can see you? I seem to be visible to dragon slayers. That's why I joined Diabolos. If you're a ghost, then how are you hungry? It isn't hunger. I want to eat dragons to gain power. And Happy is still freaking out. Natsu really is talking with somebody. I don't know if I'm saying this right, but go rest in peace. Way to go, Natsu. Natsu has his head on straight for once. That is not possible. Not until I find the man who stole my life. Until that moment, and he puts his arm over his head like this. I have to get stronger. And we see what looks like the silhouette of a dragon surround Natsu. Dragon spirit! And this ghostly dragon head pops up from the ground and snatches up Natsu. Gah! Natsu? What's that? White flames came out of nowhere. They are not flames, but souls. But it's not like you can hear my voice. Natsu is still screaming. These souls are crying. And we see this big ol' explosion overtake the street. Natsu! And Natsu falls to the ground, seemingly defeated. No way! And we see what looks like a soul remove itself from Natsu's chest. Your soul is mine, as is your power. Before he can do anything to the ghost dragon, Natsu dies. Natsu's not dead. We all know for a fact Natsu's not dead. But still, this was a really fun chapter. Yeah, this was a blast, honestly. I mean, I still love 100 Years Quest. 100 Years Quest is still fantastic. Anyway, this chapter is really easily divided up into 3 parts. Like all of these Dracil chapters, they're very, like, divided up on all the different fights going on, which, of course, is kind of what you need to do when you have so many fights going on. But hey, 100 Years Quest is like a weekly series for the next, like, 10 weeks or so, until Heroes finishes. So, that's gonna be really lit. You know, we're gonna have much more content much faster, so yay. Anyway, on to the actual chapter itself. So yeah, the Strauss siblings kind of stole the show. They were probably my favorite part of the chapter. From Mira and Elfman's respective opponents and their struggle against them, is really good, like, setup to the beginning of their fight. Scullion and Madmoral are both in kind of a weird spot right now, in that we've seen them, this is now our second encounter with them, and I still don't really think we're in a point where they can be beaten yet, narratively. You know, sure, Scullion is not the master of Diabolos. We've met him. I don't remember his name, but he was a really weird buff dude. But, like, Scullion is especially still kind of, like, the biggest threat we've seen from Diablo so far. And it would especially be weird if it's, like, whited out Mira who beats him, you know? No. Mira is, especially a whiteout Mira, is not the point to beat Scullion. So yeah, I don't quite know how this fight's gonna go, because of course the Strauss siblings also aren't going to die either. I will say, a part of me does expect both Lucy and Erza, as we see in the next section, to be whited out for a little while. Lucy especially. Like, there is Lucy's reaction to this almost seems like she's... I definitely think Lucy will be whited out. That's my theory. And there's this really weird, like, seductive thing Lisana's doing. You know, like, looking at page 11, there's a kind of... It definitely, especially the first and last panel, looks like it's seduction, you know? So if there were any Lisana-Lucy shippers, here's to you. Here's to you making this ship work. Anyway... My thoughts on the Erza section are pretty much the same thing. You know, we see a little bit of Kiria and Loxus, but it's really Jellal taking Erza to Toka to be died. And again, as I said during the chapter itself, it does show that Toka might have been, like, thinking rationally when she let Jellal keep his infatuation with Erza, if this was her plan all along. And that is still an if. Then there's the Natsu section, which raises a lot of questions. First of all, whoever killed Wraith is clearly going to be important. I don't know how he'll be important, but I'm 99% sure we're going to find out who he is. Or I'm 100% sure we will. I'm 99% sure we're going to find out that he's someone that we know. Details I don't have any idea about, because again, we're nowhere near there yet. But yeah, Natsu has lost his soul. He will clearly get better, because he's Natsu, and this is Fairy Tail. But for now, he's out of the picture, and what can Happy do? So yeah, I'm gonna leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like, or subscribe, or, you know, do whatever makes you happy, you know? And remember, your life is your own, okay? Bye!